Hello. I didn't have my mic turned on. Hello, people. Are you right? How are you? How are you? How are you? I hope. I hope I find you well. Oh, we got a weird one today. We got a weird one today. Frontier are up to something. Um, there's something going on in. Well, if you log into the game, whenever you log into the game today, you will find you have got a message in your inbox that says you have a permit system, sorry, a system permit unlocked for HIP 54530. I'll get on to what that is in a second after we've done some hellos. It's a bit cold here. I don't know what it's like where you are, ladies and gentlemen, but we are a little bit chilly. We've actually, the Ree's over there, by the way. Say good morning, Ree. Thank you. Um, Ree's actually had to put black masking tape on the cracks in the windows. It makes it sound like we've got cracks in the windows. We haven't, but you know where the window opens and closes, the seals on the double glazing are a little bit old and not perhaps as good as they should be, and it's like sitting in a wind tunnel. Yeah, it's quite unpleasant out at the moment. So we're saying hold up today. Stan is in the house, but he is not. He is not in his position. Reed did actually try and go downstairs to extract him and put him in his bed, but he was so tucked up and so warm and so partially covered in a blanket, frankly, that we didn't have the heart to disturb him. So instead, I have made provision. There we go. So that if I give you maximum, there we go. So that is in. Oh, okay. There we go. That's all right. So in lieu of Stan, that's what we've got. I hope you're well, people. Let's do some hellos. Bowler Petunia's here. Fearless F21 is here. Andrew Perslow. Hello, buddy. How are you? Simon Beck is here. Hello, mate. Are you okay? Not me, mister. Hello, Kevin Turner. Hello, buddy. How are you? You haven't missed anything, mate. And let's be honest, even if you were 20 minutes late, you still wouldn't have missed anything. Phil Barnes. Can't remember if I said hello or you tonight. I did now. Mark Shaw. Hello. Yugga Shura is here. Quiz Engine is here. Did I say Bowl of Petunias? I did, didn't I? The Seasick Sailor. That I struggle with that one. Alzo. We're working on a couple of projects at the moment. I said to Ree yesterday, is Psychic in there? Oh, I'm not saying hello to Psychic. So Psychic, my lovely, hello. How are you? She was very rude to me the other day. To be fair, I was rude to her. Hello, Kane Kennedy. How are you? Hello, Psychic, mate. I hope you're all right, darling. Um, I was saying to Ree yesterday, some of the video stuff that we do, we do because it's things like Witch Space and whatever. But don't get me wrong, we enjoy all of it, but stuff we do because we have to. So every Friday we do Witch Space news. That's what we do Fridays. Some of the projects we do because something's happened in the community and we feel like we need to let people know that that's happened. And some stuff we do because we want to, just purely because we want to. And we've got two projects on the go at the moment. Actually, neither of which are going on our channel. I can say that, can't I? I just did. So neither of which are. Oh, Jagger's just arrived because the guns have gone off on the carrier. Yeah, neither of which are going on our channel, but we're really excited about them. Can't wait for you to see them. They look fantastic. I'm very excited about them. Have I missed anyone? Have I said? I'm sure I've missed some hellos. I'm really sorry. Wintermute's here. Hello, mate. Laban Den is here. I think I got everyone. I hope I got everyone. So Ree, when you talk to me when I'm streaming, mate, I can't concentrate on what I'm doing. All right, so I can talk to you or I can talk to the stream, but both I'm going to struggle with. Someone's trying to land a T10 sideways on the deck of my carrier. Who's that? We're going to go and have a look at HIP, whatever it is. The carrier's not going anywhere, whoever that is. I'm so sorry. But it can do if you want it to. If you want, I can go and park it near wherever we're going. But I wasn't planning on jumping the carrier. Who is that? Who is that? Oh, it's Swoops. Hello, mate. If you need me to jump the carrier, Swoops, I will jump the carrier. But I wasn't planning to. So where are we? Yeah, we're going to HIP 54530 now. If you haven't been keeping up with Galnet, let me try and explain a little bit of what's going on there. There is an individual, and my knowledge of law is not fantastic, so bear with me. But there is an individual called Jupiter Rochester who ran, I think probably secretly ran the kind of like a skunk works division, if you know what that is, like secret projects kind of thing is the vibe I get. Was he at Lakon or is he at Core Dynamics? Former Core Dynamics CEO. Yeah, there you go. He's the former CEO of Core Dynamics, and he recently there's been some dodgy dealings at Core Dynamics, and he has left Core Dynamics under somewhat of a shadow and set up or taken what's called the Jupiter division with him, and Frontier have renamed one of the factions in the game and permit locked a system, and they've renamed that faction to the Jupiter division, I think it is. Anyway, that's what we're going to go and look at. So this guy basically is former Core Dynamics, involved in possibly somewhat secretive projects for Core Dynamics, and has now gone rogue, and he's almost, the rhetoric coming from him, it would seem to imply that he's almost setting himself up as a power. 54530. I'm terrible with numbers. Bear with me. He's almost setting himself up as a power. That's the vibe I get. He's talking about mega corporations being the future of governance in the galaxy and stuff like all that kind of stuff. Making noises and saying that, you know, the government establishments as they are at the moment are not the way things should go, and that corporations hold the real power and should hold the real power. Your wife said skunk works as well, Wintermute. It has got that kind of vibe about it, don't you think? Do you not think? If anybody doesn't know what the skunk works is, they're the people who came up with, I think aren't they a division of, oh God, someone remind me of the company name. Lockheed? Is it Lockheed Martin? It's either Northrop or Lockheed Martin. They're the people who came up with stealth fighters and things like that, and stealth bombers, and whenever a plane suddenly emerges from the dark in the US Air Force, it's normally a result of something like the skunk works. I believe Boeing has a similar division, but theirs is called something like the Phantom Works or something equally melodramatic. I suppose if they called it the Trouser Press, it wouldn't be anywhere near as exciting, would it? And people wouldn't go, oh, I must get that new plane from the Trouser Press. We've got about 6 or 7 jumps to do, people. So, is anybody heading out there to have a look at this? Ree is already out there filming, because there's stuff, isn't there? There's stuff going on. They've set up something. It's not just a case of there's a system unlocked. Yeah, not me, Mr. Sane. The SR-71 and the U2 were developed at Skunkworks. Both extraordinary aircraft for very different reasons, but serve a very similar function. I'm a bit of a plane nerd. Didn't the F-22 and the Joint Strike Fighter and stuff like that all came out of there as well, didn't it? I believe. But I believe lots of things, doesn't make them true. How are you all doing today? I'd like to hear about your weather, people, if I may. We've the UK is currently experiencing somewhat of a cold snap, I think it's fair to say. The eastern and the southeastern side of the country in particular is fairly snowed in, honestly. We're in the southwest, and we've had snow flurries, but I wouldn't say snow really. But it is very, very cold. It's a cold that we're not used to, but it's not terribly unusual for February, to be honest. But it's unpleasantly cold, and then you've got this absolutely bitter driving wind as well. It's so bad that the cats won't go out. They instead sit by the window while you try and let them out and just let all the warm air out. Alzo spent 2 hours digging his and the missus's car out. God. Bowl of Petunias is in Texas and has got -2 degrees and freezing rain. You just don't think that for Texas, do you? We always think of Texas as being cactus and blazing sunshine 24/7. How dare you break my preconceptions? Fearless. Fearless has just said it's that chilly where he is that he's past a monkey looking for a welder. You don't get that, do you? I'll tell you later. So Wampus has got -17 degrees with wind chill flurries, maybe. Oh, lordy. Lordy. Snow. You see, you guys do proper colds, don't you? Your snow has snow in Canada. Is it true you've got heated roads out there? Is that right? -7 in Dundee. Christ. That's a warm summer's day in Newcastle, though, isn't it? Honestly, that's bikini weather. 57 Thorns. I can't say that word. Linko. I'm gonna murder this. Is that Linkoping? Have I said that wrong? Hello, Buzz. You're right, mate. Andrew Perslow's in shorts and t-shirts. -19 in Finland. Crikey. Yeah, we complain about cold, but we really don't know what it means. Taps in the tune. Wrong, but close enough, says 57. Sorry, mate. I took a run at it. Hello, Spookster. Yeah, I'm glad I haven't got to go and dig any cars out of snowdrifts. Okay, we've arrived. We haven't arrived. It's the next system. But, you know, nearest damn it. I was going to say, if I've got system scan complete, that's not a very exciting system. Mark, you're thinking of putting the heating on. We've had a couple of nights where we've had ours running all night. That's not something we normally do, but it's been that chilly. Just needed to take the edge off it a bit. Here we go. Okay, immediately it's busy. Let's get away from the local hotspot and then we'll see where we're at. Okay, so previously permit locked. So we've got 2 mega ships here. For a start, Victory's Forge and the Iron Wings of Justice. Iron Wings of taking myself too seriously. I am Dirk Dark. Northrop Enterprise. Is that a? Is that a? The problem is with Elite and Frontier, you tend to start looking at things and immediately looking for tin foil, don't you? Should we read anything into Northrop Enterprise? What do you think? And what's all this leading up to as well, people? Is there like, you know, Frontier have said on numerous occasions that this is, thanks Kane, that all this is happening for a reason. So what's the reason? And the first person to say Panther Clipper wins a prize. You don't. There are no prizes. But that's got to be part of it. Not necessarily the Panther Clipper, but I'm not sure what you're asking, Wumps. How come you can collect last week's CG? Was it just automatically applied? Did you mean to say can't? And I don't know the answer to the question, honestly. Was it on a? I didn't pay an awful lot of attention to last week's CG, so it wasn't on a mega ship or anything like that, was it? I very nearly looped then, Yaga. Northrop Enterprises and a guy who deals in ships has somewhat involved in something somewhat akin to a skunk works. Has broken away from the company that he was chairman of to set up a mega corporation, presumably dealing in ships. I don't think he's going to go into toffee or anything like that. And there's a station here called Northrop Enterprise. None of that can. Surely that's not a coincidence. That can't be a coincidence, can it? I mean, I don't want to be staring for too much tin foil, but on Galnet News this afternoon, it'll be Jupiter division goes into toffee production. You wait for it. Okay, let the autopilot get that. Frameshift drive while scooping. Are you mad, and how? If you're talking to me, Malzo, that'll be yes, and heat sinks. You can I don't know if you're aware, you can take all the heat that your ship's generating and dump it into a huge piece of metal, and then throw that metal out of the ship. Essentially, I believe that's how heat sinks work. Not to put too fine a point on it. Not me, Mister. All part of Sirius wanting to take over the universe. They're after Lakon now, aren't they? Here we go. We're in. Now Ree's been hanging around in here this morning, and she thinks she's seen at least, was it one advert, Ree? Yeah, she thinks she's seen at least one advert that was new. It's for the Brewer Corporation, and it said, I think that's it over there actually. Yeah, I think that's it over there. If you can see that one, where my head's tilted, looking. It might be. It's not one I'm familiar with, having seen before. Yeah, that one there. And it's gone. Yeah, it's not one I'm familiar with, but that doesn't by any stretch of the imagination mean that it is new. But the problem is we tend to spend a lot of our time looking out for stuff like that. So again, tin foil comes into play. You might be looking for stuff that isn't there. Let's have a quick look and see what we've got going on the mission board. I've got a mission board that I can't access. Oh, great, look at this. Fantastic. Manager Michael Mosley has spelt Michael wrong. Let's get straight to it, Commander Burr. My name is Michael, spelt wrong Mosley, and I'm a manager here. We're battling Silver Legal Group and are hopeful in a swift victory. Okay, so you can sell combat bonds and hand in exploration data, but nothing else from anybody at all by the look of it. And they seem to have a beef with these people. Was it Silver Legal Division, he said? Yeah, he did. Silver Legal Group. Genuine pleasure, Commander Burr. I know. My name is Roderick Maxwell. I bet you had a rough time at school, mate. Battling Jupiter Division, hopeful and swift victory. Yeah, it's funny enough, they said the same thing, buddy. There are no missions available at the moment. We won't control the local. You can help us by collecting bounties that you've initiated. Okay. You should know that you can reduce our rivals' influence by destroying their ships. Hmm. Hmm. Once again, hopeful of a swift victory. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you, Abby. Okay, so we can't really do anything at the moment. Let's go and take a look at mega ships. I think he is to a degree, Phil Barnes. Is he a fugitive in some respect? Yeah, but I think he is. Yeah, yeah. I can't remember the exact circumstances of his fugitiveness. I know there were dodgy. Well, it was dodgy dealings at Core Dynamics, and wasn't Core Dynamics implicated in large amounts of cash being transferred to the individuals responsible for blowing up Starship One? And that his sort of anti-governmental stance would seem to perhaps put some weight in that. I don't know. Is there Wintermute? I didn't see that. There's a material trader for encoded match. Do you mean where I was just landed, mate? Jan Hanna is saying this will tie into the Odyssey release. I'm guessing pilots will have to search systems for clues and find the fugitive and hand him in. So what else is going on in the system? What else have we got? Okay, this is interesting. Okay, so there's conflict zones because of the war. So who who do we fight for then? This is the thing. Now I know Jupiter is clearly somewhat of a megalomaniacal figure, and also there is definitely criminal rumblings in his background, but also I don't know. He's a lot more interesting than Silver. I can't even remember their name now. So, and also, you know, we like a mega corporation, don't we? I mean, not in the real world. Don't like them in the real world, but in, you know, somewhat dystopian futures, kind of like a mega corporation, don't we? I'm inclined to fight for the Jupiter division, to be honest. I find them a lot more interesting than the Silver, whatever it was. Discuss. Phil Barnes, thank you, mate. Galnet, which proved that Jupiter Rochester was directly responsible for the destruction of Starship One. Yes, somewhat of a rebel then, to say the least. Gets a bit killy when it comes to presidents. Bit of a bad boy. I'm inclined to side with. I know that makes me awful. If you had to vote now, people, what way would you go? Would you vote for Jupiter Rochester? I mean, he's got a name like Jupiter Rochester as well. Jupiter Rochester's Jupiter Division, or the Silver, whatever it was. I know I'm not doing a great sales pitch. What one would you vote for if you had the choice now? Ree, where do you stand? Jupiter Rochester's Jupiter Division or Silver whatever it was? Ree saying Silver whatever it was. Okay, Kevin's giving me Jupiter. You'd vote for Cats, did you say? Ree said she'd vote for Cats. So you'd basically scrub things out on the ballot paper and write Cats. Yeah, okay. Well, thank you for that. Ryan, plan is somewhat of a dirty word, if I'm being brutally honest. I'm seeing a lot of Jupiter. Abriel says Silver, what's it? I've got mostly Jupiters so far. Okay, it's now 2-3. Okay. Xania's going for Silver. No, Katiana, I don't think for one moment that Jupiter, morning by the way, I don't think Jupiter is even remotely interested in voting. No. Doesn't strike me as a votey sort of person. So Wampus quite likes the name Roderick. I do remember that. It was Roderick Maxwell, wasn't it? Did I remember that correctly? This is Victory's Forge. Oh, hello. Victory's Forge will be departing. Did you see that? In 6 days or so.
Docking request granted.
Came up on the top right. Kevin Turner says shoot the lot. Morlock, right? There's been the star of the stream is currently tucked under a blanket downstairs, and we didn't want to disturb him, so instead we've gone with that.
Landing gear deployed.
Are you going to investigate? Ree's going to investigate. Who is that? Hello, Swoops. Do you want a wingy, mate? Just in case. Katiana, working indeed.
Docking successful. Engine
Sure. Yeah. Me too. C6 Sailor's giving me Jupiter. Simon Beck saying, save Wadderwick. Right, what's going on here? So we had a message come up in the top right-hand side that says this. Okay, so this is the Jupiter Division's ship. Again, no missions. Combat bonds, authority, search and rescue. Okay. Victory's Forge itinerary. And it's leaving the system in 6 days. How very interesting. Ryan, yes, I am. It is no longer permit locked. Everybody has been issued with a permit lock this morning. Frontier clearly up to something. Right, if I go and have a look at the next one. Oh, have you brought him up? Oh, Ree's brought Stan up. Is he okay? Stan's one of those cats where you can just sort of pick him up and put him wherever you want, and he generally doesn't care. As long as he's essentially warm and doesn't have to do anything constructive, he's generally quite happy. Let me know when he's in place, mate. And He's having a biscuit at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. Do you want to see? Can I show? There we go. There's not so little Stan. I've got little. It doesn't come out on stream, but I've got little crunchy noises coming from behind me, which is going. Thank you very much for that. Minor alert for Swoopy there, who has brought a battle bus with him. That's one of the few ships I don't own, actually, is an Orca. I should get around to getting myself an Orca. We're now going to dock at the slightly pretentiously named Iron Wings of Justice. Welcome to my Fortress of Solitude. See, you wouldn't want to support an operation that names its megaship Iron Wings of Justice. I bet they wrote it in that voice as well. This is going to be, I mean, surely this is going to be the Silver Whatnot lot, isn't it? We have decided to call our operation Silver Thingy. We've given our faction an eminently forgettable name, but gone with Iron Wings of Justice for the megaship. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day. There you go. Iron Wings of Justice will be departing for in 6 days and 20 hours. Okay. So we've got a war going on here between Silver Whatnot and the Jupiter division. So what is all this about? Did you lot answer? What do we think? Is okay? The obvious answer is going to be new ships, right? So it's got to be, because you're not going to have a major a major player in the galaxy who makes ships not make ships. So this has got to be about new ships, surely. Do you think it's likely, however, that this will be... Hello, Stu. Hello, Ixania. Do you think, however, that this will be a pre-Odyssey thing or a Odyssey thing? I'm inclined to say Odyssey, honestly. I can't imagine they were going to do a huge update to the game, but then release a new, different piece of content for it right before it goes live, surely. And are we looking at Jupiter Rochester? A new minor faction and new weapons. That's interesting, Snurt. Yeah, I was wondering if we were looking at Jupiter Rochester as a power player. Okay. I mean, power play kind of feels like the obvious sort of choice, doesn't it? But power play feels like is what it should be. And I'm wondering if new ships and stuff would be tied to reputation. It would be an easy way to introduce a new reputation. I hate the use of the word grind, but you know what I mean. There is iron wings of justice. Flippin' heck. We are the people of the silver thing, or whatever it is. Hmm. Maybe a ground combat focused ship. Oh, Alzo, don't. Oh. Simon, that's interesting. Pilot is worried that any new ships will be locked behind a power play reward. God, oh, they wouldn't, would they? That would be quite unpleasant. What should we do then? Should we go and have some violence? I wonder if let me just stop here and see if I can get some limpets from these people, so that after I've killed their ships, I can sweep up their stuff.
Docking request granted.
I think the vote was pretty much split down the middle, wasn't it? Between Jupiter Division and Silver Thingy. That was the general vibe I was getting. Ryan, I hope they redo the dropship to be an actual dropship. Ugh. All we've heard so far about dropships in Odyssey, and bear in mind we really don't know a fat lot, to be honest, is that the amount of people in physical multi-crew will be limited to the multi-crew capability of the ship. I think that's an accurate quote, isn't it? Yeah. So your immediate reaction with that, I suppose, is okay. So only 3 people, which makes dropship a bit of a joke. But we don't know. I suppose he says, grasping at hope, that the multi-crew capability, the physical multi-crew capability of a ship is not going to be higher. By the same token, we don't know that it is, but I thought for a moment then I couldn't get limpets. Aethorium, almost nothing. In answer to your question, I'd love to be able to tell you more, but almost nothing. I'm not convinced that that we'd be looking at a currency per se in the purest sense of the word, I suppose, or certainly not like I don't know if you ever played World of Warcraft, but they had just an appalling habit of introducing new currencies with every expansion. So when you got to the end of of that expansion, there was then like a armor sets and weapons and that you could get, and there would be token of the year that you'd have to collect hundreds of token of the year to collect, and you ended up with this just ridiculous wallet with all these different types of currencies in it for all the different expansions. Depending, it was just a complete nightmare. I'm not convinced that Frontier will go that way, but I have no no evidence in any regard that would suggest that they're not going to go that way. It's just complete gut feeling, but they seem to like the sort of I think if I had to guess, I'd say you're probably more likely to see something like the technology broker kind of thing, where you give them stuff, I would have thought. and the salvage mechanic that they've talked about. Cane and swoop. Sorry, I'm just going to head out to a conflict zone, a high intensity conflict zone, and see how we get on. Yeah, the way you unlock stuff with technology brokers, that feels much more like a Frontier kind of thing to do. So and there's also the salvage mechanic that's coming in, so it kind of, I don't know, it makes logical sense to me that you'd maybe do salvage work, get stuff from salvaging, and then use that to exchange for whatever. That's my gut feeling. But again, it's a complete gut feeling because nobody has got this faintest Scooby-Doo what's going on with Odyssey really at the moment. Right, Spooks the saying, definitely going to be an Odyssey thing. It would be nice to have the... Oh, that was nearly a loop. That was very nearly a loop. It would be nice to have the multi-crew limit upped a little bit, wouldn't it? And to say the least, we're constantly complaining about wing sizes as well. You almost need like a, you know, I mean the wing size is fine, but you almost need like a wing of wings, really. But I think a lot of that's obviously to do with, you know, perhaps people trying to play the game, and perhaps not the way that Frontier originally intended, but you know, that's what MMOs are really. That is a pretty planet. Let's go with that. Possibly somewhat of a fool's errand. Did I forget to bring my pilot? Yeah, I did. Wouldn't it be nice if you were doing one of these conflict zones and a ship jumped in that you'd never seen before? Wouldn't that be great? So, I'm going to go with that one.
Good to have you on the team, Commander.
You haven't seen what I'm capable of yet, mate. Combat Coordinator.
Target shields offline. Under attack.
How dare you go cold on me, you big cheating cheater.
Friendship charge detected.
Oh, hello.
You're on a roll, Commander.
He's in an appalling state already, and let's be honest, I don't want to fight fair.
Target shields online. Target shields offline.
So it is an appalling shame, he says, staring at a dropship that's about to die. It is an appalling shame that the dropship...
One of our command ships has entered the area. Keep it safe.
What was that? Okay, Allied captain. Yeah, it is an appalling shame that the dropship at the
We
moment...
have an allied correspondent in the area. Protect them while they get the info they need.
Critical.
that isn't it isn't actually a dropship, and it would be an even worse shame
Taking heat damage.
if okay, there's my correspondence. Okay, yeah, it would be an even worse shame if we then had sort of dropship capable drop zones, if you see what I mean, and no dropships to actually drop and do any dropping. It's a funny situation we're in, isn't it? We really haven't got a solid idea of a all we've got is a quite a large window of when we expect Odyssey to drop, and we really know very little about it still. Okay, who's attacking him? He is.
Under attack. Target shields online. Target shields offline.
I'd like to know more about well, let's be honest, I want to know everything about Odyssey, but I would like to know a lot more about exploration at this point as well. You can understand people being nervous, can't you? Honestly. Let's go with him.
Nicely done, Commander.
Like the plant, what we're calling the plant gun, affectionately, or the claw, as it is at the moment. We don't, we've seen it, and it kind of looks like a hairdryer, but we don't know anything else about it at all at the moment, like how it works. How far away are you? Too far. How it works. There isn't really anyone terribly huge, is there? No. Okay. Oh, you'll do. Yeah, we don't really know anything else about it at the moment.
Nice work, eh?
Did he just try and ram me? He did, didn't he? Hello, Kane. Thank you, mate.
Warning. Impulse attack. Trajectory disruption.
Oh, hello. We have a Corvette.
Under attack. Heat sink deployed.
Stupid lousy chaff. He gets very upset when I insult chaff. Thank you for getting Stan, by the way.
Under attack.
He's a tough banana, this one. Thank you. And we need multi-crew and wings to work well together as well, don't we, people? that now. I think they've kind of, I don't think they've explicitly stated it, but they have sort of said that physical multi-crew and SRVs works. So if you're physically in someone's ship, then you can take their SRV out. So I suppose the implication there is that there's definitely changes been made. Would that be a fair assumption? And if they've changed that, then it's entirely possible that other things have changed as well. It would seem likely in what we believe to be a fairly, I was going to say expansive expansion, but you know what I mean. A fairly large expansion.
Good shooting, Commander.
Kane, I'm just trying to go after the targets that are a bit more meaningful rather than
Accelerated shield regeneration.
local. Thank you, buddy.
Warning. Temperature critical. Under attack.
There we go. Oh, and straight onto another dropship.
Nicely done, Commander.
Ouch.
Under attack.
What else we got? Anything chunky? Oh, yeah, hello.
We've almost broken them. Nicely done, Commander.
Warning. Temperature critical.
He's not paying attention to the Conda chewing on him at the moment, is he?
Under attack. Target shields offline.
Yeah, it would be nice if multi-crew and wings did get sorted out, because in situations like this, we'd be able to bring a camera operator in. I happen to know one. We'd be able to bring Rini in a lot more often and capture a lot of this stuff, which is quite hard at the moment to wings and multi-crew, for anybody who hasn't done it, really don't play well together. We've got more than enough evidence to suggest that quite often it can break the instance, having a wing and multi-crew operating at the same time. Goals become quite difficult to achieve, and ships start not being detected having been destroyed and stuff like that, and
Target destroyed.
frustrating. So it'd be nice to be able to bring a camera in a lot more often. How far away are you? Too far, too far, too far. You'll do. Ree has is in the advantageous position of being able to, being able to see lots of ships in this game controlled by commanders all fighting together. It's quite a thing to behold, but in order to film it, we've quite often got to ruin the experience for those people, which is a bit of a nuisance. Which is why we don't do it very often.
Friendship charge detected.
So the stuff that you're seeing at the moment, we actually, our community, we do an awful lot of this all the time. In actual fact, week on week, really, we've always got something like this going on, and quite often we can't commit it to film.
Under attack. Target shields offline.
Cannons are out of ammo. Thank you, mate. Thanks, Kane.
Target shields online. Target shields offline.
We've still got correspondence here. God.
You got him! Well done, Commander!
Ah, Swoopy's bringing the pack hounds.
They're retreating.
There we go.
Great work, Commander. You really made a difference.
Very proud to say we have helped an evil megacorps with criminal underpinnings. Yay, team. Silver Legal Group. That sounds like a group of solicitors. They might as well have called it Jenkins, Orthwaite and Bibkins or something. Do you think that's deliberate? Do you think Frontier do stuff like that because they know what way they actually want the
Programming
they want the war to go, and so they think, well, if we give the other faction a rubbishy name, the people will fight for Jupiter. Do we think that's possible? Frontier want this war to go one way and not the other? That's the face of Burr concentration. Yeah, Bowl it is. Yeah, this is why I don't do combat on
Target
streams
shields
very often,
offline.
because 3/4 of my brain shut down while I'm doing it. Exania, it isn't possible to get wing and multi-crew at the same time in the game currently, but you can get them in the same instance, if you know what I mean, mate. Alzo, yes, you can, as you can probably see now. Yes, you can.
Enemy ship destroyed.
Cargo scoop retracted.
Looking at there.
Collector limpet expired. Programming limpet drone.
Enemy dispatched.
Programming limpet drone.
Cool. There we go. Have a good one, Jager. See you later, mate. Can't fight for someone who can't spell their name correctly. Well, have a good one, Alzo. Okay, so there we are, people. Clearly something going on here. Frontier lining something up. I would suggest they probably want it to go one way and not the other, but I don't know. I don't honestly know. Why would you call it silver thingy, what's it, or whatever it is, otherwise? I think we're about done here for the day, aren't we? I think I'm going to go and get some food and warm up. The cat has adjusted himself into a possibly the most boring position. He's actually hanging out, which I can't show you because
Deploy cargo hatch.
I can't move the camera,
Cargo
but
scoop
he's
deployed.
actually half of him is hanging out of the bed. The interesting half of him is hanging out of the bed. Ladies and gentlemen, have a good day. Keep an eye on this situation. There's obviously something happening here, so I've never known them to just suddenly grant everyone a weird permit lock before. They have given everyone a permit lock before, but that was for one of the Imperial systems, I think. But this is a random one, so it's interesting. Have a good day, people. Do take care of yourselves. Stay warm or stay chilled, depending on your personal situations, and also stay safe. If you're all Reese brought crisps, yes. If you're unfamiliar with everything we do, you'll find links in the description below. We'll be back. When's that video going live? This afternoon? Okay, yeah, we've got a video going live, possibly around lunchtime-ish. So do watch out for that. And we are out. You're welcome, Catania. We're back with the news tomorrow afternoon. We've got things. Okay, we'll try and get the news out as early as we can tomorrow because we have to go out and do grown-up stuff tomorrow afternoon. So rather tediously. Take care of yourself, people, and we will see you very, very soon. Have a good one. Where's the off button? There.